is broken into two parts, or this dike is broken into two parts. There is no connection between these 2 points now. After faulting, it is completely detached. So it is brittle structures. Now these brittle structures develops where, suppose you consider the crust. Crust is 40 km thick. Now first 10 km is brittle. Then from here to say 30-40 km total full is ductile in nature. Ductile means soft. It will flow. Suppose you hammer it here, this will break into pieces. That is why you say it is brittle. So it is elastic. It takes elastic deformation. We say the brittle rocks takes elastic deformation. Means to some extent it will be deformed, then it will break. Suppose first you are breaking it, to some extent it may bend, but later on it will break. That is why it is called elastic deformation within the brittle zone. But as you come down, the rock becomes softer because the temperature and pressure is increasing. So temperature and pressure are increasing. So this material does not remain in brittle state. This becomes ductile, soft, just like your cake or Colgate, paste. Like that, the rock becomes. But here it is brittle, means just like your bricks you break. That sort of the property these rocks are having, and these rocks are having ductile property. Now, if we consider the faults will develop here on the upper part of the crust. Upper part of the crust, the faults develop. Normal fault, reverse fault, or strike slip fault, they develop only in the brittle part. But if you go to the ductile part from 10 to say 30-40 km, then material is ductile. So this type of breaking will not happen. This type of detachment will not happen. So how suppose this bed was there or the dike was there. Now suppose there is a deformation, and instead of developing a fault, this will develop a shear zone like this. So this will be your shear zone. So shear zones are ductile structures. The bed or the dike will be, since it is softer, it will be stretched. Instead of detached, it will be stretched. Elongated. Because material is ductile. This material is very soft and ductile. Because temperature and pressure, they are keeping it in ductile state. Now, there is slightly, wrong use of the names. I will tell you. This shear zone, which you say here, shear zone, what you say here, actually, sensu stricto, it is a ductile shear zone. We do not use this ductile word, for this shear zone. We just simply say it is a shear zone. By definition, shear zone includes fault as well as ductile shear. Both the things are included under shear zone. So fault is also a shear zone. Fault is brittle shear zone. Both are shear zone. So under shear zone, these are the two categories. One is a brittle shear zone, another is a ductile shear zone. But since we have another name, fault, For this brittle shear zone, so we generally use this term, fault, not brittle shear. We never call it a brittle shear. We will say it is a fault. So since fault term is used for brittle shear zone, and instead of telling ductile shear zone, let us call simple shear zone. It means it is ductile in nature. It is ductile in nature. So these type of uses are there in the literature. We also use the same thing. When you say it is a shear zone, it means a ductile shear zone. Fault is a brittle shear zone. But suppose some rigid person is sitting there, he will say fault is not a shear zone. Definitely fault is a shear zone. But we do not say or call it as a brittle shear zone. We call it as a fault. You understood the meaning? Huh? The point is, if this is a ductile shear zone or a shear zone, the deformation is ductile deformation. Ductile deformation. Ductile deformation. Now this is a brittle deformation. Brittle deformation. Brittle deformation. Now we will go to the next page. Now you see, suppose I'll draw the sketches like this, only a square. So this is a fault. It goes like this. So this is a normal fault. Normal fault. Normal. So this happens up to 10 kilometer. Up to 10. Now what is the angle of dip of the fault? ये कितना आएगा? This will be 60 degree. Normal faults are high angle faults, 60 degree. And suppose the entire crust, is affected by this deformation. Upper crust will produce a fault. When you go to lower crust, here, this 60 degree angle, will be reduced. Like this, Same normal fault. Normal fault in the ductile layer will not have a steep attitude. It will have a very gentle attitude. 20 degree, 30 degree. So here you say normal shear zone. Normal shear zone because the hanging wall is going down, foot wall is going up, just like here. But the dip of the bed or the angle of inclination of the fault plane is 30 degree. So that means in the ductile shear zone, in the ductile layer, a normal fault becomes a normal shear zone, and the angle of inclination is 30 degree. This is low angle. It does not remain high angle. Similarly, you see a thrust fault. How was the thrust fault here? The thrust fault will be like this. The thrust fault was a low angle fault. This is a thrust fault. Now when you go to deeper layer, this thrust fault will become steeper. This is below 10 kilometer. This is 10 kilometer, it is brittle. Now here it is ductile. So this low angle will become steeper angle. So a thrust fault will convert to a thrust shear zone. The angle will be 60 degree. High angle. That is why the angle changes as you go down to the ductile layer. But a strike slip fault does not change its angle. Strike slip fault. How was the strike slip fault? स्ट्राइक स्लिप फॉल्ट तो हॉरिजॉन्टल सरफेस में होगा ना, दिस विल बी ऑन द सरफेस. द स्ट्राइक स्लिप फॉल्ट occurs here. स्ट्राइक स्लिप फॉल्ट इज नियरली वर्टिकल फॉल्ट, ये सरफेस में होता है ऐसा स्ट्राइक स्लिप फॉल्ट. इफ इट बिकम्स ए स्ट्राइक स्लिप शियर जोन, ऐसे वो रहेगा, वो वर्टिकल ही रहेगा. ऐसा दिस इज a strike slip shear zone. The angle strike slip shear zone, angle does not change. Angle does not change. It remains 90 degree or near vertical. Near vertical. So only normal fault and a reverse fault or thrust fault that changes the angle as you go down. Now see, I'll give you some other drawings. आप देखा होगा गोंडवाना रिफ्ट वैली, गोंडवाना रिफ्ट वैली, गोंडवाना रिफ्ट वैली आप आई इन ओडिशा, Madhya Pradesh. Gondwana rift valleys are many. So Gondwana rift valleys are by normal fault na, ऐसा very steep angle faults, like 50 degree, 60 degree faulting takes place, ऐसा. So the ultimate picture is something like this, you know, ऐसा. Gondwana rift valleys, इसको निकाल लेता हूँ. Here the sediments will be deposited. Here the sediments will be deposited like this. ऐसा. Gondwana rift valleys. But if you go down, if you trace these faults, you know, if you trace these faults further down, so they gradually will become like this, you know. ऐसा. So all these normal faults will merge here at depth, 10 kilometer depth. All of them will merge to a detachment. So Gondwana rift valleys are sitting here. Gondwana rift valleys are sitting here. So Gondwana faults are all Lystric faults that you have seen. The Lystric normal faults. Lystric normal faults. So a normal fault which you see as a very steep angle faults, the top part of the crust gradually becomes low angle, Lystric, as you go down. So it assumes a Lystric attitude. Because you are entering closer to the ductile layers. So the angle of inclination from 60 degree, it will become 50 degree, 40 degree. So it will assume a Lystric attitude. Similarly, you see the thrust fault, it is low angle fault. As you go down, a low angle attitude will not remain low angle. This will become steeper and steeper, steeper and steeper. The examples now I will give you the subduction zones. Subduction zones, you must have heard the name Benioff zone. Benioff zone. Benioff zone. See on the earth crust, like this. Top में ऐसा है, low angle 45 degree or even less, but gradually you know they become like this. Very subduction zones becomes very steep, steep as you go down, down. So this is called steepening of the subduction zone because this passes through a ductile layer. Steepening of subduction zone. So that is why, though by definition we read normal faults or high angle faults, but not necessarily. This can be also low angle faults depending on the rock rheology or the rock property. Similarly, thrust fault is a low angle faults. Not necessary. It can be also steep angle faults, depending on the rock level, rheology or property. So this thing you should remember. Huh? Now, what we'll do? We'll go to something else. Just like. Now see. Suppose this is a brittle fault. Huh? This is a fault. FF you generally write. For shear zone, we will write like this. It has to be continuous. So this is SZ I will write. SZ. Shear zone. Now see here how the rocks are appearing here. This zone will be marked by cataclastic deformation. Cataclastic deformation. Cataclastic deformation. Cataclastic is a brittle deformation. See, rocks will be pulverized, into small pieces. Just like we grind wheat or flour, small pieces intervened by this matrix, very fine grained matrix, this side fine grained matrix. So this you term as a cataclasite. Cataclasite. So cataclasite is a brittle zone structure or a fault structure, fault rock. These cataclasites, they divide it, proto, then ortho and ultra. Proto-cataclasites where 90% clasts are there, 90% clast, but fragments. Ortho-cataclasites 50%, ultra is 25%. Around some rough figures is giving 20% clasts, you said the ultra-cataclasites. Ortho-cataclasites 50%. And proto-cataclasites 90% clasts are there. 10% only matrix, final grains. Here 25% clast, 75% fine portions, matrix. Now, this is a very loose rock. Loose rock in the sense, water can penetrate. Water can penetrate very easily. So, lot of alteration takes place. Alteration along the fault zone. Alteration along the fault zone. Fault zone. They hold lot of groundwater. Groundwater. Mineralized fluid also flows along this. Mineralized fluid flows along this, creating minerals. So, because fault is a loose rock, not very much consolidated rock, that is why all these phenomena, subsequent phenomena happens in case of fault. Now, sometimes because of friction, because of friction, the rock melts. Because of the friction, the rock melts. The friction generates heat. Up to 1000 degrees centigrade also it can generate. It is sudden slip. Fault means sudden slip. So, suppose like this it is slipping. This is the place, sudden jerk took place. So this is the focus. You can say later on, this is a focus for earthquake. यहाँ ज़्यादा slip मारा. So the temperature is very high, around 1000 degrees centigrade. Rock melts. When it melts, this produces a very dark color melt, which suddenly quenches, which suddenly cools down, which you term as quenching takes place. There is rapid cooling, producing a pseudotachylite. So pseudotachylites are the fault rock, and they are produced by frictional melting of the country rock. So that melt suddenly quenches to produce pseudotachylites. It is a glassy rock. Quenching means it produces a glass. Natural glass suddenly quenches, there is no crystal in it. But with the devitrification, like subsequently it devitrifies to produce very small crystals, which is a microlights. So within that pseudotachylite you will get some very microlight, very small minute crystals. So from the minute crystals you can say what was the parent rock composition. What was the parent rock composition? Parent rock, whether it is granite, whether it is a basalt, which has been sheared and produced the pseudotachelites. So pseudotachelites are very helpful in the sense for dating. When the faulting took place, you want to know the date, age. So these pseudotachelites, if you can discover, very little amount of pseudotachelite is sufficient. That pseudotachelite, because it has the property, sudden quenching. The moment it is produced, it is solidified. It is no time gap. So this potassium argon dating or argon-argon dating. These are the two important methods of dating of pseudotachelites. So that pseudotachelites, if you can find a age, it will tell you when the faulting took place. Otherwise, there is no way out to determine the age of the faulting. So pseudotachelites are plenty in Mahanadi Valley. Mahanadi Valley, very famous. It is in Bhubaneswar also. Mahanadi Valley goes. Khandagiri, Udayagur, those areas. So it has a lot of pseudotachelites, veins. Pseudotachylite vein. It has been dated, 500 million years. Many people have dated it. 500 million years has come. So what does it indicate? So Mahanadi Valley formed around 500 million years time. Before that it was not there. Mahanadi Valley, Gondwana, where Gondwana is situated. That valley was created at 500 million years by dating the pseudotachelites. Okay, so now these are the cataclasites. Sometimes we also name them as Gauss, Gauss, then Brixia. This type of names also we give. But everything goes under cataclasite. Cataclasite is the most technical term. So these are local names. Gauss, very fine grained material, we call it the Gauss. Brixia, angular fragments are called Brixia. So Brixia stands for this clasts. Gauss stands for this matrix. So you use this word, fault Brixia or fault Gauss we use, but the most technical term is cataclasite. The process is cataclasis. Cataclasis is the process. Crossing. Cataclasis means crossing into smaller pieces. Powder. The point is, if cataclasite is a rock here, what is the rock here? This is a ductile deformation. Here it is a ductile deformation. You understand, na? Ductile deformation. Here rock does not cross. Here it does not cross a rock. Here the material is soft. So this undergoes ductile deformation. So this rock, what you are going to produce here, is called a myeloid. If the process is myelinitization. So myeloid and cataclasites, these are opposite rocks. Myelonites are ductile deformed, result of ductile deformation. Cataclysite is the product of brittle deformation. Now this myeloid has a typical look. It has a typical structure. Suppose in the exam, question comes, what is the definition of a myeloid? Why you say it is a myeloid? So those 5 lines you should write. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is why it is called a myeloid. Similarly, cataclysite, as I told you, what is the cataclysite? Where it is produced? What is its composition? What are the classifications? That is sufficient. And there also you have to mention about pseudotachyllite. Pseudotachyllite is part of cataclysate deformation. So we will go to myeloid. Now, myeloid. See, suppose आपका पास एक ग्रानाइट, this was a granite, you have a parent rock of granite. So what are the rocks there? Then what are the minerals there? You have quartz and you have feldspar. This is quartz, this is feldspar. These are the minerals in the granite. Now over this you are shearing, your ductile shear zone is going like this. Suppose horizontal I have drawn for a ductile shear zone is going like this. So it is affecting both quartz and both feldspar. Now you see this quartz becomes ductile at 250 degrees centigrade, 250 to 300 degrees centigrade. But feldspars become ductile 400 to 450 degrees centigrade. See the temperature difference. That means, suppose you are hitting a granite block. Now first, this will become soft. Quartz will become soft. Then if we increase the temperature up to 400, then this will become soft. Suppose you keep your temperature constant at 250 to 300. So quartz is ductile, feldspar is brittle, depending on the temperature. Now suppose you increase to 400, 450 or beyond. So both quartz as well as feldspar will become ductile. Understood now? Now in your crust you see, suppose the cross ka vertical section I am drawing. This is 10 km. You are going down, temperature increasing. So here, suppose it is 250 to 300 degrees centigrade. Here. So here only quartz will be ductile. Quartz soft ho jayega. But feldspar will be standing like this. Nothing will happen to feldspar because temperature has not reached. Now you go little depth, then quartz will become ductile, soft ho gaya. Feldspar will also become ductile. So this is quartz, feldspar, ductile zone. This is quartz ductile, feldspar brittle zone. Now if your shear zone is here at this level, so you will find quartz has become ductile, feldspar remains brittle. If a ductile shear zone is, say, this will be 15 km, this will be suppose 18 km. If it goes to 18 km, both quartz and feldspars will be ductile. From here the ductility starts, but all minerals are not having similar ductility. They respond differently to temperature rise. So here it is quartz is ductile, feldspar is brittle. They both are. So this shear zone, suppose a shear zone is developed here, it is a ductile brittle shear. Because quartz is ductile, feldspar is brittle. So if a shear zone develops here, it is a ductile brittle shear zone. Or reverse also you can write. Brittle ductile shear zone. shear zone. But if you come here it is purely ductile shear zone. Ductile shear zone. So transition from brittle ductile shear zone, transition from brittle ductile shear zone to shear zone, ductile shear zone occurs. So even in the same shear zone, you are suppose tracing a shear zone on the earth surface. It may be brittle ductile somewhere it is ductile. So which zone you are seeing in the earth crust? ये जोन देख रहा है, कोई यही जोन देख रहा है. Even these two will be replaced by only a fault. Fault खाली आप देख रहे हैं. Same structure at different level they will behave differently. A fault can become a brittle ductile shear zone, can become a ductile shear zone at different depth because temperatures are different. But follow this point now. Now, if quartz becomes ductile, suppose we will first study this one. Quartz ductile, feldspar brittle. Let us see what is happening here. See, that is most important. If everything become ductile, that is not a very good shear zone. Good shear zones are these shear zones. Which one? This one. Where one is brittle, another is ductile. So there are many structures develop. I will remove this part, or I will say this brittle ductile shear zone, this is the most important in shear zone study. In shear zone study. If it is purely ductile, that is also important. It is also important, but many features are absent here. Many features are absent. So this myelinite you can say brittle ductile myelinite. This you can say brittle ductile myelinite. This is a ductile myelinite. Ductile myelinite. There is no brittle myelinite. That is a cataclasites. Brittle structure is a cataclasites. But when ductile deformation starts, it is either a brittle ductile or purely ductile, depending on the depth. So if you go below 450 degrees centigrade, everything becomes ductile. But before that, it is a zone where brittle and ductile deformation together takes place. Okay. Now you see, we will go to next one. Now see, suppose you have a rock from the brittle ductile part. So पहले एक क्वार्ट्ज था, सपोज एक क्वार्ट्ज था, एक क्वार्ट्ज जैसे लंबा हो जाता है. फेल्डस्पार को तो कुछ टच नहीं होता है, फेल्डस्पार ऐसे होता है. फेल्डस्पार becomes brittle, quartz becomes ductile. Now ये कैसे behave करेंगे? How do they will behave? Now you see, this is your shear zone. Shear zone ऐसे जाता है. Shear zone you understand now. Suppose this block is going up, this block is going this way. ऐसे shearing हो रहा है. Because in the shear zone, shear is in a shear zone. The deformation process or deformation mechanism is simple shear. This you understand. What is simple shear? Before going out, explain a little because some of you might not be knowing. Now you see, suppose this is a circle. इसको कैसे हम डिफॉर्म करके एक एलिप्स बनाएंगे? डिफॉर्मेशन मींस टू प्रिपेयर ए एलिप्स आउट ऑफ ए सर्कल. उसका शेप चेंज हो जाता है, उसका साइज भी चेंज हो जा सकता है, वॉल्यूम भी चेंज हो जाएगा. तो ये सर्कल था, इसको कैसे हम एक एलिप्स बनाए? सो एवरीबॉडी और वी जनरली फील, इसको प्रेस कर दो, इसको ऐसे प्रेस कर दो, दिस विल बिकम ए एलिप्स. This will become an ellipse. So this is a deformation process, but it could be also made an ellipse, provided you give a shear to it. ऐसे shearing दे दीजिए, ऐसे कर दीजिए. ऐसे करने से क्या होगा? This circle will also become an ellipse. So this is called a couple, shear couple. You are providing a shear couple. Shear couple. This is called a simple shear. Where a simple shear deformation. But this one is not simple shear. This you are pressing, na? You are pressing it. This we generally say a pure shear. Pure shear. Both are shear. Shear means deformation. shear का मतलब है डिफॉर्मेशन. एक सर्कल को एलिप्स बनाना. That is the meaning of deformation. Now you can make ellipse by giving a compressor, which you say is pure shear. This is a simple shear. By giving a shear coupled to it, they are producing two. Now many younger people, they ask why it is called a simple shear, why it is a pure shear. That simple term is used for this couple, because the deformation is easier by this process. Deformation is easier by this process. Suppose you have a circle, you want to make an ellipse, you give a shear couple to it, it will be easier to make it. This will not be easier one. This will take more time, more strength. आप कभी चपाटी बनाने का टाइम में देखा होगा. आप चपाटी को ऐसे क्यों बनाते हैं? इसको ऐसे भी करके बना सकते हैं ना? Which will be easier for you? Tell me. That is the biggest example. Davis has given this example. Why we give a simple shear deformation to produce a chapati? We never apply a pure shear deformation to produce a chapati. वो भी तो सर्कल है, गोला है, उसको तो बना सकते हैं ना, ऐसे चपाटी बना सकते हैं. कहीं बनता है देखा आपने? कहीं नहीं देखा. उसको सब ऐसे करके बनाते हैं. That is your shear couple. So simple shear deformation is the most easiest deformation. So नेचर में जनरली सिंपल shear deformation होता है. प्योर shear बाद में, पहले सिंपल shear deformation. कभी फोल्डिंग होगा, दोनों प्लेट जो कोलाइड करता है, when two plates are colliding, so one plate goes down, other plate goes up. That is also simple shear deformation. हमेशा, most of the deformations are executed by simple shear deformation. One block goes up, another block comes down. Similarly, shear zones are the product of simple shear deformation. Remember. Now here, you see, if that is the case, ऐसा suppose we are giving a deformation, this plane is called shear plane. इसको shear plane बोलते हैं. इसको shear plane बोलते हैं. Shear plane बोलते हैं. Now, if I ask you draw a strain ellipse over here, very easy. We join to the arrowhead to arrowhead. This is the strain ellipse. When there is a simple shear, a couple, what is the strain ellipse? Join the arrowheads. That is your strain ellipse. ये दोनों का आपको याद रखना पड़ेगा. Which is the shear plane? Which is the ellipsoid or ellipse? Strain ellipse. This you say as strain ellipse. This you say as strain ellipse. Strain ellipse, how it is drawn? Joining arrowheads. Joining arrowheads. Arrowheads. Understood now? So what is the shear plane? The slip plane. Slip plane. That is the shear plane. Here, this is the slip plane. This is the slip plane. This is the slip plane. Now, when the strain ellipse is produced, this is the shear plane. Shear plane को बोलते हैं कोई C plane. C plane. Shear plane is the C plane. And the strain ellipse ऐसे खड़ा हो गया ना, इसको ऐसे oblique हो गए to C plane. So this long axis of the strain ellipse is called S plane. S plane. S plane. So this is the ellipse. This is the ellipse. The ellipse is being produced. So this is the S plane, C plane. So what is S plane? S plane is the longer axis of strain ellipse. Strain ellipse. ये है longer axis of the strain ellipse. S plane. So you have C plane, you have S plane, you have strain ellipse. These three features, if you are sure, if you are clear in your concept, then this myelonetic fabric or myeloneticization will be very easy to understand. And suppose I draw a shear zone like this, ऐसा, इसके एरो में ऐसे दिया, एरो ऐसे दिया. I will ask you, you identify which is C, which is S, कौन सा C है, कौन सा S है. So this shear plane is the C plane. Shear plane is the C plane. Which is the S plane? The arrowhead. These are the arrowheads. You join the arrowheads. So this is the S plane. This is the S plane. S plane, C plane. So depending on the arrowheads, S plane will be decided. Shear plane is the C plane. Now, when this deformation is taking place in a granite, so granite में deformation होगा. Now this quartz is now ductile. वो soft है, आपका जैसा आटा है. आटा में आप दे रहे हैं सिंपल shear deformation. तो ये क्या बनेगा? नेक्स्ट स्टेज में क्या बनेगा? ये जो क्वार्ट्ज जैसे आटा जैसे बन जाएगा ना, लंबा हो जाएगा, कैसे चपाटी जैसे बन गया. वो सॉफ्ट है. So this you say as a quartz ribbon. Quartz ribbon. Because इसको ही तो आप पिस रहा है, इसको ही तो पिस रहा है. Because that is the softer mineral in the assemblage. So that is your, this you say as a quartz ribbon. So first is quartz ribbon is produced. The quartz ribbons are elongated, very elongated. In a small quartz grain, it can produce centimeter scale ribbons. So this ribbons trend or ribbons orientation will tell you this is the C plane. This is the C plane. ये सब C plane है. C plane है. So that is the first fabric, C fabric or quartz ribbon. Quartz ribbon is the most important fabric in a myelonite. Quartz ribbon is the most important fabric in a myelonite. So that represents your C fabric, C plane or C fabric. ये C है because that represents the slip plane. समझा ना? Now what will happen to this feldspar? Feldspar is brittle. फिर भी आप इसको तो घिस रहा है, वो टूट जाएगा because this will undergo brittle deformation. So ये क्वार्ट्ज क्या है? फेल्डस्पार क्या करेगा? इधर छोटे छोटे पीस में बट जाएगा, ऐसे ऐसे टूट जाएगा सब ऐसे ऐसे. और देखो फेल्डस्पार विल बी ग्राइंडेड. फेल्डस्पार 3 में फेल्डस्पार विल बी ग्राइंडेड. Feldspar will be grinded to produce smaller pieces. Small fragments or small pieces will be produced. Small pieces will be produced. Which you say individual. They are called porphyroclast. Porphyroclast. So which is a porphyroclast? This is a porphyroclast. There are now 4 porphyroclasts are there. Porphyroclast. उसमें छोटे छोटे फॉल्ट हो के ना सब ब्रेक हो जाएगा, छोटे छोटे टूट जाएगा ना, ऐसे टूट जाएगा सब ऐसे ऐसे टूट गया into smaller fragments of different sizes. So those individual grains are called porphyroclast. So this will make a difference. Porphyroclast is one term. Another is porphyroblast. Another term is porphyroblast. Porphyroblast is related to metamorphism. जो बायोटाइट से गार्नेट जोन को जाता है ना, from biotite zone it goes to garnet zone. The rock enters into garnet zone. Biotite converts to garnet. So garnet, develops very big grains. ये garnet है. वो garnet porphyroblast करता है. Blast is a metamorphic term. वो porphyroblast है. ये porphyroblast है. Blast. So porphyroblast is a metamorphic term. Porphyroclast is a deformation term. A feldspar grain is broken into smaller pieces. So individually it is called a perforoclast. So now you will have quartz ribbons. और भी क्वार्ट्ज ग्रेन होगा ना, एक दो क्वार्ट्ज ग्रेन तो और होंगे, वो भी सब ऐसे बनाएंगे. ये भी क्वार्ट्ज रिबन है, ये भी क्वार्ट्ज रिबन है, ये भी क्वार्ट्ज रिबन है. ये सब क्लास्ट है, ये सब क्लास्ट है. तो ऐसे इंडिविजुअल पहले तो ये तो सब इधर उधर हाफाजेंटली अरेंज हुआ था ग्रेनाइट में. ग्रेनाइट में भी क्वार्ट्ज फेल्डस्पार ग्रेन्स वर हाफाजेंटली अरेंज बिफोर डिफॉर्मेशन. We say granite shows a homogeneous structure, homogeneous structures. Coarse grain, equal grain size, and they are distributed all over the rock. So this is shows a homogeneous, coarse grain, homogeneous texture. कोई इसमें orientation नहीं होता था. Granite does not show any orientation. But now you see, it is oriented rock. This quartz ribbon is oriented. Quartz ribbons is oriented. These are all sea fabric. फेल्डस्पार भी टूट के ना वो एक चेन जैसे बैठेगा. इन पहले तो एक ही ग्रेन था, ये सब टूट गया. स्मॉल ग्रेन्स वर प्रोड्यूस्ड हियर. नाउ ऑल दो स्मॉल ग्रेन्स आर अलाइन्ड. यू नो, अब जब ऐसे घिस रहा है, एक बड़ा ग्रेन था इधर, बड़ा ग्रेन था, आप इसको घिस रहा है, सब टूट गया, छोटे छोटे सब एक लाइन में आ जाएंगे ना सब. All feldspar smaller pieces will align in a plane. So this also indicate a fabric. They're aligned in one direction. So that is why the rock become fabricated. I'll just come there. So a myelonitic fabric is developing. Myelonitic fabric develops. Initially there was no fabric. It is a homogeneous rock, quartz feldspar. Now it is fabric. So quartz ribbons and feldspar perforoclasts. They are aligned in one direction. What is that direction? That direction is a slip plane. Slip plane. अभी ना मुझे क्या फोन करते हैं पर यार. हाँ. मेरा बात समझा ना? Did you follow my point ना? Now after that what happens? Let us see. Yeah, I will go to the next slide. Yeah. Now you see. So now these are the quartz ribbons. ये quartz ribbon है. ये हो गया. Now this quartz ribbons, मैं इसके ऊपर एरो दे देता हूँ, यहाँ ड्रॉ कर देता हूँ. वो ऐसे एरो था ना, ऐसा ये एलिप्स था, ये हमारा रेफरेंस. अभी this quartz ribbons they will start recrystallizing. वो ऐसे रहेगा नहीं रिबन बन के हमेशा. They will start recrystallizing. So this dynamic or the quartz ribbons will undergo dynamic recrystallization. Dynamic recrystallization. So what is the dynamic recrystallization? ये जो क्वार्ट्ज रिबन का अंदर है ना, आप देखेंगे एक फीचर इसका अंदर एक क्वार्ट्ज रिबन होगा ना, इसका अंदर जब when you see under microscope, this will be dark, then there will be white zone, then there will be dark zone. ऐसे क्वार्ट्ज रिबन का अंदर ऐसे alternate white dark सब रहेंगे. This will not be uniformly white. So when you will cross this microscope, this will not be uniformly white. ये uniformly white नहीं रहेंगे. Uniformly white, no uniform white. It is a banded appearance. So dark band and white bands. So these are called deformation lamella or deformation bands. Deformation lamella or deformation bend. Deformation bend. So it is marked by those deformation bends, dark patch, white patch. Not that they will be all straight. Some are triangular, some are circular. So entire quartz ribbon will be having this appearance. So this is called, when these alternate white and dark bands are there, this is called ondulose extinction. Ondulose extinction. Ondulose extinction. So ondulose extinction is part of the ribbon. Then this ondulose extinction, this means ये अलग अलग ग्रेन है, अलग अलग ग्रेन हो गया. तो इंडिविजुअली पहले तो एक ही ग्रेन था, एक ही ग्रेन तो लंबा होकर रिबन बन गया. नाउ दे आर शोइंग डिफरेंट deformation bands or deformation lamella. Now it has a tendency, to break them, to divide them into smaller grains. So इसके बाद क्या करेगा ये, वही क्वार्ट्ज रिबन का अंदर ये छोटे छोटे ग्रेन सब डिवेलप ऐसे करेंगे, ऐसे 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 ये डिवाइड हो जाएगा. दिस इज कॉल्ड डायनामिक रिक्रिस्टलाइजेशन. Dynamic recrystallization of quartz ribbon into smaller grains. There will be 100 such grains will come out of a single quartz grain. 100 such grains, just like अनार का दाना जैसे होता है, इसे एक quartz ribbon का अंदर it will filled up with smaller grains. Those grains are produced from dynamic recrystallization. Dynamic means deformation हो रहा है and they are crystallizing. जैसे ग्रेनाइट पहले था, वो तो कूल magma मेल्ट है, उसमें से क्रिस्टलाइज कर रहे थे. There is no dynamism, there is no deformation. अभी क्या है, this quartz ribbon is producing these smaller grains during deformation. जब shearing कर रहा है वो deformation हो रहा है, plus grains are crystallizing. That is why it is called dynamic recrystallization. Shearing हो रहा है and crystallization हो रहा है together. That is why it is called shearing हो रहा है plus crystallization हो रहा है. ये दोनों मिला के you say it is a dynamic recrystallization. The dynamic recrystallization means that now जो individual grains बनेंगे ना, they are mostly elliptical. They are mostly elliptical grains, more or less ऐसा, more or less elliptical grains will be produced. Mostly these grains will be elliptical in shape. Elliptical in shape. ये elliptical बनेंगे. ना ellipse का जो long axis होगा, grain का जो long axis होगा, they will define this strain ellipse. ये strain ellipse जैसे है, वो ऐसे करके बैठेगा. तो long axis of the grain will follow the strain ellipse. Strain ellipse का जो long axis है, ऐसे follow करेगा. So this will define your S fabric. So those long axis of the grains will define the S fabric. The long axis of the grain will define the S fabric. ये S fabric हो गया रॉक का, ये S fabric है. And this alignment जो है, this is C fabric. The C fabric is the alignment, but ये जो grain के individual alignment is S. ये तो आपका C है, but जो individual grain उसका अंदर develop हो गया, वो S हो गया, ऐसा, वो S हो गया. So together they are forming the SC fabric. So C is those ribbon alignments, and the S is the smaller grains alignments. So together they define SC fabric. Together they define the SC fabric. उसका अंदर SC fabric है. So SC fabric is the first and foremost fabric in a myelonite. Myelonite fabric means first is SC fabric. Suppose a question comes, what is myelonite or what is myelomatization? A myelonite is marked by myelonitic fabric. तो myelonite fabric क्या है? The SC fabric. What is S, what is C, you can understand. But before that you can add, first fabric is the fining of the grain size. Fining of the grain size. ये पहले ऐड करना. सेकंड वन इज SC fabric. थर्ड हम लिखेंगे और क्या होता है वो लिखेंगे. पहले आप लिखना फाइनिंग ऑफ द ग्रेन साइज. पहले जो ग्रेनाइट था वो तो कोर्स ग्रेन था, अभी टूट के छोटे छोटे ग्रेन हो गए, इसको बोलते हैं फाइनिंग अप ऑफ द ग्रेन साइज. तो myelonite has finer grain compared to its parent drug. A myelonite has a finer grains. Myelonites are finer grain compared to its parent drug. Compared to its parent drug. It is finer. समझा? SC fabric, now you understand what is an SC fabric. You can write the definition. Now we will go to the next one. Okay. Next one क्या? आप देखो, ऐसे हो गया आपका रोकना, ऐसे हो गया आपका जो क्वार्स वेन था ना, वो अभी नहीं है. ऐसे स्मॉल ग्रेन्स पूरा भर जाएंगे. अभी इधर भर जाएंगे, इधर भर जाएंगे, इधर भर जाएंगे सब ऐसे. थ्रूआउट द स्लाइड यू विल गेट दिस टाइप ऑफ फैब्रिक. छोटे छोटे क्वार्ट्ज ग्रेन्स सब इसका अंदर बैठेंगे. ये दे आर ऑल इंक्लाइंड. ये सी हो गया आपका, ये पूरा अलाइनमेंट इज सी, बट दिस अलाइनमेंट इज एस. This alignment means we join all of them together. That is your C, and individual grains are S. So from this acute angle relationship, ये acute angle relation आ गया ना. Suppose मैं इसे आपको स्केच दिखाऊंगा. ऐसे C है, ये C है. आपका individual grains are like this. आप कैसे sense of shear क्या होगा? Right lateral, left lateral. So you can put your arrows like this. ऐसा. Because the grains are tilted this side. So this is the acute angle, this is the acute angle, this is the acute angle, and this side this is the acute angle. इसको बोलते हैं acute angle relationship. Acute angle relation between S and C fabric. Between S and C fabric, you can define the sense of shear. Define the sense of shear. आप sense of shear define कर सकते हैं. इसी sense of shear को दूसरा नाम में बोलते हैं shear kinematics. Shear kinematics. So SC fabric is used for determining the shear kinematics. SC fabric is used to determine the shear kinematics. So shear kinematics means how to put an arrow, right lateral or left lateral. That is called shear kinematics. Okay. Now what happens to just a minute. ये तो इधर हो गया the quartz वाला. Now the feldspar you see, the feldspars are broken into small pieces. नहीं sir. These are porphyroclasts. So these porphyroclasts, let us take one porphyroclast. ये एक porphyroclast है. ये one porphyroclast. So now your shearing is like this. So this porphyroclast will now rotate. ये तो हम बैठेगा नहीं ना, इसको तो क्रशिंग हो रहा है. This is not undergoing dynamic recrystallization. This is under crossing. This is under brittle deformation. So this will rotate. So feldspar porphyroclast will rotate. Feldspar porphyroclast will rotate. वो रोटेट करेगा इसे. रोटेट करके व्हाट इट विल डू, यू नो, चारों तरफ एक मेंटल बनाएगा इसे. भाई फेल्सपार मटेरियल टूट रहा है ना, ऐसे आप इसको घिस रहा है, ऐसे ऐसे घिस रहा है, तो ये साइड वाला फ्रिक्शन हो रहा है इस साइड से, तो फेल्सपार टूट रहा है, टूट के इधर ही पड़ा है, इधर. तो फेल्सपार ग्रेन का चारों तरफ एक इसको बोलते हैं मेंटल ऑफ फाइनर ग्रेन्स ऑफ फेल्सपार, वो आएगा. मेंटल ऑफ फाइनर ग्रेन्स ऑफ फेल्सपार will form a ring or mantle. Will form a ring or a mantle. M-A-N-T-L-E. Mantle. Because this is always in the process of rotation. Because this is simple shear deformation. खाली ऐसे pressing होता तो अलग बात है, pure shear होता तो अलग बात है. Since it is a simple shear deformation, means ऐसा. So this चारों तरफ से घिसेगा. It will start breaking apart, smaller grains, and they will be deposited around it. So that is called a mantle. So now it is from a simple porphyroclast, it becomes a mantle porphyroclast. Mantle porphyroclast. Mantle porphyroclast. ये mantle porphyroclast हो गया. So after formation of the mantle porphyroclast, next stage में क्या होता है? आप देखो, ये आपका फेल्सपार porphyroclast है, ये मेंटल है. आप इसको रोटेट ऐसे कर रहा है, ऐसे रोटेट कर रहा है. नाउ ये मेंटल से एक टेल निकलेगा, ऐसा ऐसे टेल निकलेगा, ऐसा ऐसे. एसिमेट्रिक टेल्स विल कम आउट. एसिमेट्रिक tails or tails in asymmetrical fashion will come out. Asymmetric tails will come out from the feldspar mantle porphyroclast. So ये जो asymmetry है ना, इधर बनेगा या इधर बनेगा, किधर बनेगा? So that will be decided, the position of the tails will be decided by the strain ellipse. तो strain ellipse डिसाइड करेगा. कैसे strain ellipse डिसाइड करेगा? आप इधर आ जाओ ये डायग्राम को, तो आपका तो ऐसे था. Your strain ellipse was like this. So now these porphyroclasts are here. So उनका टेल यूं होगा, ऐसे टेल बनेगा. सो दैट ये टेल देख के ना आप एक एलिप्स कंस्ट्रक्ट कर सकते हैं. सो फ्रॉम द पोजीशन ऑफ दोस टेल्स यू कैन रिकंस्ट्रक्ट ए स्ट्रेन एलिप्स. उसको लगा देंगे तो अब स्ट्रेन एलिप्स निकल जाएगा. यहां देखिए, यू कैन जॉइन दिस टेल्स ऐसे टू प्रोड्यूस ए स्ट्रेन एलिप्स. सो दोस स्ट्रेन एलिप्स you can determine the sense of shear. So what I am writing here, by drawing an envelope surface with the tails. मैं थोड़ा एग्जाम्पल दिखाऊंगा आपको. one can draw the strain ellipse. Strain ellipse. थोड़ा नेक्स्ट पेज को जाओ कि मैं दिखाता हूं आपको. So that is the tailed perchloroplast. लिख दिया आपने. You go to the next page. By drawing an enveloping surface with the tails, one can draw the strain ellipse around mantle perchloroplast. मैं थोड़ा दूसरा पेज जाके आपको दिखाता हूँ. अब देखिए, सपोज रैंडमली आई एम ड्राइंग वन शियर जोन. ऐसा है, मैं ऐसा कि शियर जोन ड्रॉ किया, ऐसा एक शियर जोन है. इसका स्ट्रेन एलिप्स आपको मालूम है कैसे होता है. ऐसे स्ट्रेन एलिप्स होगा जॉइनिंग द एरो हेड्स. नाउ आप तो इधर रॉक में तो नहीं होगा ना, माइलोनाइट में वी विल ड्रॉ दिस एरोज. आपको माइलोनाइट में कैसे मिलेगा? ऐसे परक्लोरोप्लास्ट है, दिस इज द परक्लोरोप्लास्ट. ये उसका मेंटल है, इसका मेंटल है. तो मेंटल ऐसे ऐसे लंबे लंबे मेंटल हो जाएंगे ऐसे ऐसे. और क्वार्ट्ज रिबन भी ऐसे ऐसे आपको मिलेंगे, क्वार्ट्ज रिबन जिसका अंदर वो ग्रेन्स मिलेंगे. ये क्वार्ट्ज रिबन है. सो दिस ऑल अबाउट योर शियर जोन. ये शियर जोन है. तो आपको सेंस ऑफ शियर डालो. व्हाट इज द सेंस ऑफ शियर इन द शियर जोन? आप ये सी प्लेन है, दिस इज सी प्लेन है, दिस इज द एस प्लेन है. तो ये एक्यूट एंगल होता है ना, इसमें एक्यूट एंगल होता है ना ये. सो नाउ यू कैन पुट द एरोज लाइक दिस. एक्यूट एंगल तरफ आप एरो डालो. सो दिस इज दिस. आप परक्लोरोप्लास्ट को आइए, यू ड्रॉ ए बिगर स्ट्रेन एलिप्स हियर जॉइनिंग देम ऐसे ऐसे करके. तो इसको भी देख के आप सेंस ऑफ शियर ऐसे डाल सकते हैं. दिस इज टिल्टेड दैट साइड. सो बोथ थिंग्स विल सब्सक्राइब to the identifying the shear kinetics or interpreting the shear kinetics. So second fabric आप बताएंगे जब. और थर्ड पॉइंट इज योर मेंटल और टेल्ड परक्लोरोप्लास्ट. ये यूज कर सकते हैं. ये इज अनदर फैब्रिक इन माइलोनाइट. सो फर्स्ट इज योर हाइनिंग sequence, hiding of the rocks. Second is your SC fabric. Fourth one we will discuss. Now this perchloroclast are two types, at least two types. ज़्यादा नहीं बोलता हूँ आपको. Two important types. One is sigma type. ऐसे सिग्मा टाइप, अनदर इज डेल्टा टाइप. और भी आपका है थीटा टाइप भी है, ऐसे थीटा टाइप भी है. थ्री टाइप शब्द है. सिग्मा टाइप में आप देखो ऐसे होता है. सपोज देयर इज सिग्मा टाइप परक्लोरोप्लास्ट. इसका खाली टेल, स्ट्रेट टेल ऐसे होता है. डेल्टा टाइप में कैसे होता है? ये है ना, जो टेल है, टेल ऐसे घूम जाएगा, ऐसे 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 लंबा था, ये घूम के नीचे आ जाएगा. ये घूम के नीचे आ जाता है ऐसे. ठीक है, बहुत रोटेशन होगा. स्मॉल रोटेशन गिव्स राइज टू, लिटिल रोटेशन गिव्स राइज टू सिग्मा टाइप. लिटिल रोटेशन गिव्स सिग्मा टाइप. large rotation gives delta type. और थीटा टाइप में क्या होता है? देयर इज नो टेल. इसमें टेल नहीं होता है. सो ओनली यू कैन यूज द सिग्मा एंड डेल्टा टाइप फॉर इंटरप्रेटिंग शियर काइनेटिक्स. So this is the third one. Fourth one is the bookshelf model, उसका नाम है bookshelf model और डोमिनो मॉडल। इसमें एक चीज इंट्रा ग्रानुलर फॉल्ट, ये सब the fourth fabric, book self model और डोमिनो मॉडल, इंट्रा ग्रानुलर फॉल्ट, दिस इज द फोर्थ वन। ये कैसे दिखता है और हाउ इट इज यूज्ड फॉर इंटरप्रेटिंग द shear kinematics, let us see. So fourth one is intragranular fault. So this happens, अब बड़ा एक परफिरोक्लास्ट है, ये जो ब्रेक करता है ना, ऐसे सब फ्रैक्चर से ब्रेक करता है, ऐसे फ्रैक्चर ब्रेक करता है। So there are fractures inside a porphyroclast. Fractures inside a porphyroclast. There is a fracture inside porphyroclast. Porphyroclast का अंदर फ्रैक्चर है, जिसको बोलते हैं इंट्राग्रानुलर, which is known as intragranular fault. इंट्राग्रानुलर फॉल्ट, उसको ही इंट्राग्रानुलर फॉल्ट बोलते हैं, इसका अंदर जो है। तो वो क्या होता है, सपोज आप इसको रोटेट कर रहे हैं, मैं ऐसे रोटेट कर रहा हूं, उल्टा रोटेट कर रहा हूं, इसको ऐसे रोटेट कर रहा हूं, हाउ दे विल बिहेव, हाउ these intragranular faults will behave, how the intragranular fault will behave during shearing, during shearing, how these intragranular faults will behave. So this depends on two factors. One is two factors का ऊपर डिपेंड करता है। एक फैक्टर क्या है, इज इट ए हाई एंगल फॉल्ट और ए लो एंगल फॉल्ट, हाई एंगल फॉल्ट और टू इज लो एंगल फॉल्ट, लो एंगल फॉल्ट कैसे दिखता है, सपोज दिस इज ए क्लास्ट, लो एंगल फॉल्ट्स आर लाइक दिस, ऐसे। This is the shear plane. With shear plane, the angle is measured. This is the shear plane. This is the high angle. This is the high angle fault. High angle. This is the low angle. Low angle fault. इसका ऊपर डिपेंड करता है, हाई एंगल या लो एंगल। सपोज आप इसको घुमाएंगे, हाउ दिस इंडिविजुअल ब्लॉक्स 1 2 3, व्हाट विल हैपन आफ्टर रोटेशन, they will behave like this, एक ऊपर रहेगा, अब देखो एक इधर रहेगा, एक इधर रहेगा, ऐसे 1 2 3 ऐसे रहेंगे। आप इसको ऐसे खींच के देंगे ना, तो ये ब्लॉक नीचे चला जाएगा, ये ब्लॉक थोड़ा सा ऊपर रहेगा, ये ब्लॉक थोड़ा सा ऊपर। इसको बोलते हैं बुक सेल्फ मॉडल। बुक सेल्फ, जैसे सेल्फ में बुक को हम लोग डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करते हैं, बुक सेल्फ मॉडल, ये हाई एंगल फॉल्ट के लिए दिस इज पॉसिबल, बुक सेल्फ मॉडल ना। अभी आप उधर जाइए, वह क्या होगा, ऐसे नहीं होगा, ये उल्टा हो जाएगा, ऊपर वाला ब्लॉक ऐसे रहेगा, नीचे वाला ब्लॉक ऐसे रहेगा, ऐसे। ये बुक सेल्फ मॉडल बोलते हैं, इसको बोलते हैं मैच बॉक्स मॉडल, मैच बॉक्स मॉडल। ये किताब जिसे हम लोग सेल्फ में रखते हैं, सपोज दिस इज आवर बुक सेल्फ। बुक सेल्फ में पहले से किताब थे, सुबह हमारा किताब ऐसे रखे थे, ऐसे ऐसे किताब रखे थे, तो आप इसको शेयरिंग ऐसे कर दिया, ऐसे कर दिया, हाउ दे विल बी नाउ, दे विल बिकम लाइक दिस ना, ऐसे हो जाएंगे ना, ऐसे ऐसे बुक सेल्फ। बट आप सपोज मैच बॉक्स आप रखे हैं या प्लेइंग कार्ड्स रखे हैं, ऐसे वन मैच बॉक्स ओवर अनदर मैच बॉक्स ऐसे रखे हैं, आप इसको शेयर कर दीजिए तो ये निकल के आ जाएगा ना, इधर ये निकल के आ जाएगा, ये निकल के आ जाएगा, ये निकल के आ जाएगा, ये है मैच बॉक्स मॉडल। इसमें देखिए फास्ट वाला ज्यादा चला जाता है, लेकिन धीरे 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 ग्रेजुअली इट बिकम्स लेस। यहाँ देखिए कैसे होता है, हाउ टू डिफाइन दिस टू थिंग्स। ये जो इंटरग्रानुलर फॉल्ट है ना, इसमें the sense of shear is like this, इसका अंदर this is opposite to the main shear, opposite to main shear, opposite to main shear means main shear is left lateral, main shear is left lateral, ये shear is right lateral, this shear is right lateral, right lateral, main shear is left lateral, ये right lateral, opposite, but यहाँ the main shear is left lateral, ये भी इंडिविजुअल में आप देखेंगे ना, ऐसा इंडिविजुअल मतलब ये ब्लॉक है, ये ब्लॉक है, ऐसे वो भी लेफ्ट लेफ्ट। हाँ मैं बता रहा हूँ, एक में आएगी मेन, ये इंडिविजुअल में लेफ्ट लेटरल, मेन में लेफ्ट लेटरल, यहाँ इंडिविजुअल में राइट लेटरल, मेन में लेफ्ट लेटरल, यहाँ ऑपोजिट, वहाँ सेम। हाँ बोलिए बोलिए सर। हाँ
मैं बोल रहा हूँ एक्यूट एंगल को देख के बता सकते हैं।
हाँ कौन सा होगा,
कैसे
होगा, मतलब सपोज एक्यूट एंगल मतलब एससी फैब्रिक
नहीं,
ये जो इसका एंगल देख के निकलेंगे सब इंडिविजुअल फॉल्ट के,
जहाँ पे एक्यूट एंगल कम होगा उस तरफ बुक से।
हाँ मतलब ये जो एंगल है ना, ये आप देखिए, ये है ना शियर प्लेन, आपका ये जो फ्रैक्चर है, ये जो एंगल है, इट शुड बी मोर देन 45-50, हाई एंगल मतलब वही है ना, दिस एंगल शुड बी मोर देन 45-50, इससे ज्यादा होना चाहिए तभी जाके ये स्ट्रक्चर बनेगा। बट इफ इट इज 20 डिग्री 30 डिग्री 20 डिग्री 30 डिग्री और 0 डिग्री 15 डिग्री लेस एंगल, तो ये बनेगा। अब देखो मैं आपको बताता हूँ, ये किताब आपने रख दिया, ये किताब आप रखा ऐसे सेल्फ में, सेल्फ में ऐसे थे सपोज, दिस इज योर फ्रैक्चर प्लेन, ये फ्रैक्चर प्लेन, तो आप इसको रोटेट करेंगे तो क्या होगा, तो ऐसे हो जाएंगे ना, सेल्फ में ऐसे गिरेंगे ना, तो ये जो फ्रैक्चर प्लेन है 90 डिग्री था, ये यहां भी रखते हैं तब भी ऐसे होता है। बात है बहुत कम एंगल होता तो इतना 10 डिग्री 15 डिग्री वैसे रोटेट नहीं करे, ये ऊपर वाला स्लिप करके चला जाएगा।
बोल रहा था कि सर जिस तरफ ऑब्ट्यूज एंगल होगा बड़ा,
वो भी आप रेफरेंस जैसे भी लीजिए, ऑब्ट्यूज और एक्यूट, लेकिन पॉइंट इज your angle is about 30 डिग्री और मोर और लेस, वो इस मैच बॉक्स मॉडल बनेगा या बुक सेल्फ मॉडल बनेगा, तो आप वो देख के पता लग जाएगा। मैं आपको एक दो एग्जांपल दिखाता हूँ, आप भी पता लगेगा। तो आप ये 4 माइलोनेटिक फैब्रिक याद कीजिए, देयर आर मेनी सच फैब्रिक्स, बट दिस 4 फैब्रिक्स यू शुड रिमेंबर। मेनी टाइम्स कम्स व्हाट इज माइलोनेटाइजेशन, हाउ इज द माइलोनेटिक फैब्रिक, you have to describe, say 10 mark 15 mark क्वेश्चन आता है, so this is what you have to write. Similarly in case of fault, what is cataclasites, how it is produced, so these are the questions related to ductile shear zone or simple brittle shear zone or a fault. तो पहले आपको भाइवा में तो कभी कभी पूछते हैं what is difference between fault and shear zone, if you can reply that thing it will be very good. What is the distinction between fault and shear zone? Fault is also a shear zone, So why you have a separate term shear zone? The shear zone we are using for the ductile shear zone, sir. Though fault is a shear zone definitely because shear deformation is going on, but we only use the term shear zone term for ductile shear zone, not for the fault. That is why. So many times Viva this question comes. I will show you some of the things. Then we will close. Just a minute. Just a minute. Actually, I don't know when I brought all those things. Let's see. आप देखिए, can you see some perchloroclast here? Can you see some myelonitic fabric? आप देखिए, what is this? What is this grain? This is a feldspar grain. It is just broken, you know. It is just broken. It is not. See, this one is a quartz ribbon. ये quartz ribbon है, तो कितना बड़ा हो गया ये? There is otherwise there is no quartz. So this is a quartz grain which is stretched like this, you know. Here you see, it is stretched so much. It is stretched so much, and now it has undergone dynamic recrystallization. इसका अंदर देखो छोटे-छोटे ग्रेन सब निकल गया, अनार के दाना जैसा. बट पहले ऐसे नहीं था. पहले तो ऐसे ही ग्रेन quartz grain was like this. So now it has been stretched into a quartz ribbon, then dynamically recrystallized into smaller grains. ये भी वही है. Understood ना? Now these are porphyroclast. These are, I will show you SC fabric in a different slide, but you just see the porphyroclast. This is the porphyroclast. It is broken into 4 pieces now. You see one. But now this will be separated. After this will be separated. Already some separation has already been done. ये देखिए ये छोटा सा एक है, ये एक छोटा सा है, फिर भी टूट रहा है. Now this case you see, this one. It was a single. A piece, सब इकट्ठा थे. ये भी. They are together. One grain. Now अभी this part you see, this part you see. You could draw this grain, this piece. They form a book cell. आप देखिए ना ये वाला है क्या है? ये वाला नेक्स्ट वाला देख. नीचे है ये नीचे जा रहे बुक सेल. पहले क्या था? पहले थोड़ा ऐसे थे. वो थोड़ा ऐसे टिल्ट हो गया सब. तो टिल्ट हो गया, ये थोड़ा पीछे हट गया, ये थोड़ा सा पीछे हटा. ऐसे कर एक का ऊपर दूसरा किताब, दूसरा ऊपर तीसरा किताब, तीसरा ऊपर चौथा किताब. This is called the book shelf plate. This happens when the angles are high angle faults. This is high angle fault diagram or sketch. Low angle wala we do not have here. We do not have. So this is a typical porphyroclast, and these are your quartz ribbons. These are your quartz. ये जो बायोटाइट भी क्रिस्टलाइज किया है, ये porphyroclast. इसके चारों तरफ देखो मेंटल बना हुआ है, एक मेंटल बना हुआ है चारों तरफ मेंटल बना हुआ है. तो खाली आप इसको देखेंगे तो सेंस ऑफ शियर ऐसे बनेगा ना, ऐसा. इसको ऐसे कर दिया कोई, ऐसे कर दिया, यूं करके यूं खींच लिया, तो सेंस ऑफ शियर इज लेफ्ट लेटरल, ऐसे खींच लिया. ये तीनों ब्लॉक यू देखिए, ये पहले वर्टिकल थे या हाई एंगल थे, अभी रोटेट होके ऐसे बढ़ गया. सो दिस इज ए लेफ्ट लेटरल शियर. नाउ व्हिच इज सी, ये सब सी है, ये सी है, ये सब सी फैब्रिक है. इसका अंदर क्वार्ट्ज ग्रेन्स आर देयर, क्वार्ट्ज ग्रेन्स. इफ यू सी दिस ग्रेन्स, यू सी ये ग्रेन थोड़ा ओब्लिक है, ये ग्रेन थोड़ा ओब्लिक है, ऐसे 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 बैठा है. So these are S. These are S. These are S. S. This is C. C में ये dark range, ये dark plane is C. This is C. This is S. So sense of shear is left lateral. ऐसे ऐसे जा रहा है acute angle देख के. ये भी वही है. This is left lateral. This is left lateral. So all these things will corroborate to each other. Corroborate to each other. But every place you will not find SC fabric so well. Somewhere it is there, somewhere it is not there. Similarly, this this granular faults may be there, may not be there. So you have to pick up, where it is and interpret the things. We'll see some other slide. Yeah, let us see. यहाँ देखिए आप, you just see this part. This part, this is C. This is C. And this quartz grains you see they are at an angle. ऐसे बैठा है, ऐसे बैठे, ऐसे. So this is how SC fabric is defined. And those are intergranular faults. Okay. और एक slide है, but whether it is good. These are all MSc slides. They have just starting, they have. देखिएगा इधर कैसा है. Can you see the peripheral class? These are all peripheral class. You see, ये feldspar peripheral, ये भी सब है. ये feldspar peripheral class, ये भी. इसके चारों तरफ मेंटल देखिए. ये feldspar है. इसके चारों तरफ कैसे मेंटल डेवलप किया है. This is a mental peripheral class. सब जगह मेंटल नहीं होगा. किस में होगा, किस में नहीं होगा. देखिए ये एक परफेक्ट क्लास, इसमें मेंटल नहीं है, इतना अच्छा मेंटल नहीं है जैसे इधर है. कहीं डेवलप, ये मेंटल में क्या है. दीज आर ऑल फेल्डस्पर ग्रेन्स पहले थे. बाद में वाटर एक्शन के लिए दे हैव बिकम बायोटाइट्स. बायोटाइट्स आर क्लोराइड्स. दिस येलो कलर मिनरल्स आर मोस्टली क्लोराइड्स. क्लोराइड या बायोटाइट मेंटल. ये भी फेल्डस्पर है, ये फेल्डस्पर है. Okay. So these are those small quartz grains. ये quartz ribbon है पूरा. इसका अंदर the smaller grains are developed. Okay. Now let us see one more slide. Let us see if it can give. तो वही उसका ही दिखा रहा है. But you see, this is a detailed view. Little detailed view. But you see this part. This is C. ये C जा रहा है ये. बट उसमें ग्रेन्स आर ओब्लिक. ये सब ओब्लिक रख बैठा है. ये एस फैब्रिक ये है. दीज आर एस फैब्रिक्स. एस फैब्रिक्स. एस फैब्रिक्स विल बी एट एन एंगल. सो दिस इज सी, दिस इज एस. सो लेफ्ट lateral shear. Okay. You see that mental peripheral class we are talking. This is mental peripheral class. So this is a typical myelonatic ground. Myelonate has so much of fabrics, I do not think any other slide is there, but बेहरा का बेहरा देखते हैं वहाँ था कुछ, but I do not know. देखिए शियर जोन में वहाँ कुछ स्ट्रक्चर है क्या. तीन सेक्शन को लेते हैं. हाँ यहाँ देखिए आप. एक मिनट. You see this one? This is a quartz grain, undulous extinction. A white band, dark band. Mark it, yeah? This is your zone only. This is a quartz grain which is showing undulous extinction. The undulous extinction has a pattern here, you see. That is why it is chessboard extinction. This is chessboard में होता ना एक white square, एक dark square, white square, dark square. So that particular undulous extinction, where this white one and dark one is so clear. So we say chest board extension. Chest board extension is same as underloge extension, but it is definite pattern. So this indicates little higher temperature of deformation. एक मिनट और पूरा ये वही शियर जोन का रॉक है साउथ इंडिया का ये भी है थिन सेक्शन आपको दिखा रहे यहाँ देखिए आप कैन यू सी आप देखिए ये एक पर्क्यूलोक्लास्ट है इसका टेल देख रहे हैं ना आप ये टेल इसका टेल देखो नीचे कैसे मुड़ गया है एकदम इसी ऐसे था सीधा इधर था इसको उठा के वहां ले लिया इसको उठा के यहाँ ले लिया तो सेंस ऑफ शियर कैसे रहा ये रोटेशन ऐसे हो रहा है इसको ऐसे लग रहा है सिमिलरली इधर देखिए आप दीज आर द टेल्स ये पर्क्यूलोक्लास्ट है ये टेल है इसका इधर देखिए टेल्स आर हियर दीज आर द टेल्स दीज आर फेल्डस्पार these are feldspar ये टेल है this is ultramyelinite clasts are very less ultramyelinite ये ultramyelinite clasts are very less so from the position of the tails you can say the sense of shear oh yeah same thing yeah ये analytical part हाँ
Pseudorhizomelic पर थोड़ा देखिए
सिरोडाग्लेट पार्ट देखना इधर था क्या देखता हूँ
जो ग्लासी
और ग्लासी ना इधर है इनके पास सिरोडाग्लेट
कैसे मतलब पेरेंटल लॉक का
मैं बताता हूँ आपको एक मिनट रुको इसमें सिरोडाग्लेट शायद है इसमें एक मिनट रुको इसमें सिरोडाग्लेट है क्या उसमें ही होगा कहीं सर डिस्क्रिप्शन देखना पड़ेगा ये शायद इट सिरोडाग्लेट
तो ये नहीं है सर वो जो माइक्रोस्कोप का
और नीचे
नहीं सर
ऊपर ये वाला चेस्ट बोर्ड तो क्वार्ट्ज का ये सिरोडाग्लेट का नहीं चेस्ट बोर्ड ट्विनिंग में जो है ना वो ऑन्डिलोज एक्सटेंशन में सवाल है क्वार्ट्ज रिबन इज प्रोड्यूसिंग व्हाइट बैंड डार्क बैंड्स दैट इज कॉल्ड ऑन्डिलोज एक्सटेंशन ये पार्ट ऑफ ऑन्डिलोज एक्सटेंशन आपको इसमें था इट वाज देयर बट आई एम नॉट फाइंडिंग नॉट इन दिस पेपर मैं देखा था सिरोडाग्लेट का सर सुधीर का था सर देखता हूँ सुधीर का देखते हैं एक मिनट